music lovers, how we doing? And today I wanted to talk to you guys about Fantasia from Disney, but a very specific part of Fantasia Disney, and that's Night on Bald Mountain and Ave Maria. It always has been in my intention to review Fantasia as a whole, either by itself or in increments, depending on the music in general. But something about this specific one is my favorite in the entire series, and I absolutely love the movie as a whole, which is funny because I didn't like it when I first saw it as a kid. But as I've gotten older and I've learned to love animation, not just music, it holds a very special place in my heart, and today we're going to look at that. Its music is classic, the animation is phenomenal, which means, of course, nerds like me are going to love it. So sit back, grab yourself a beer, and let's dive in to Night on Bald Mountain and Ave Maria from 1940s Disney's Fantasia. Now, like I said, I watched this in the early 90s and I wasn't a big fan of it, but as I got older, I learned to appreciate the blues and the greens and the moon and all the atmosphere that comes with it. Now look at that. That's such a powerful presence, such a very powerful visual. And I've heard rumors that this is supposed to be Chernbog. I've heard rumors that this is supposed to be Satan. And there's no real answer. They're kind of interchangeable. But you can definitely tell that this is a dark, demonic presence. And it really capsules a lot of the cool stuff that goes with this short. One thing I love about Disney is the unique way they handle color palettes. Look at this light blue mixed with this black mixed with this gray. And then it almost seemed like the darkness swallowing the color out of the frame of the shot. That is my second favorite shot in the whole short. Because it's such a tiny detail, but you can actually see the noose moving. You can see that these creatures are kind of just like see-through. They're not completely there. This thing is very intimidating, and a lot of that has to do with the color palette that they decided to give this guy. They gave him like a navy blue body with like a chalk royal blue outline with piercing yellow eyes. If I saw that today, I would be absolutely terrified. And the shadow work they used to exaggerate his fingers going into the town is breathtaking to watch once you realize how much time, effort, and energy went into making that shot possible. The designs of these ghosts are all really cool. Look how much trouble it probably went into to make those ripples work. Think about how hard it is to keep the cemetery dark but still get the light of the ghosts peering out of them. And with a lot of these creatures, they're done with chalk and pencil, so it's see-through, which makes it, seem otherworldly. Another thing I really like about this is the devil Satan. It's almost like a conductor, to the point where he's conducting like a symphony. Apparently, Chernbog was either completely or loosely based on Bela Lugosi, which, if you have not heard that name, someone who is younger, he did a lot of Hammer horror films back in the 50s and 60s. He's most known for Dracula, so the way the face is structured, as well as the way the hands kind of move, is clearly, if not completely loosely based on Lugosi. You see how he grips and moves his hands all methodically? That typically is how Bela Lugosi used to move his hands, so I would be shocked if they didn't take inspiration from him. I do really like this idea he creates something just to destroy it. That does seem like something the devil would do. Now, remember how I said this here is my second favorite scene in the entire movie? This is the first. And I want you to really think about this. Don't think about the story that it's trying to tell. Instead, think about the color change. Now, that is a work of art. The way it seamlessly switches back and forth is fantastic, and I wish we saw more animation like that. This is another great one. Goes from blue to green to turquoise to back to purple. Now we come to a time that's really kind of a product of the time, and what that means is nowadays it's kind of a neck collaring type deal. I'm not going to show it for obvious reasons, but there's a specific part of the short that, for whatever reason, still exists. It's still on Disney Plus. And it's not that it's bad, it moves too fast for you to really see. However, it's, as the kids say, not the best look. Now look how blended this is. Like you could almost see the thumbprint smearing on to give it that look. So we can see that it's wrapping up, the day's about to come in. He doesn't quite want to go yet, but you can almost see that defiance and then cowers right back once he's put back in his place. Now what I find interesting is when they're going back to wherever they came from, the grave, whatever you call it, they're a lot more solid than they were originally. They were a little bit more, sketchy versus this, which is a lot more solid. And then you see the big bad guy. He's tired. He's done for the night. He'll come back later, but as of right now, he's done. And he goes back into the mountain, and no one is the wiser of where he actually is. And this sets us up for the start of Ave Maria. Now, as much as I gushed on Night on Bald Mountain, I really, really like Ave Maria, and I like it for a lot of the same reasons, but a lot of different reasons. For one, the music is a lot calmer, and the animation's a lot more simpler, which doesn't always work, but very much can work. In Ave Maria, for example, you don't need a whole lot of detail. You see the people walking, they got torches or some type of light source, and they're walking to wherever it may be. They don't really say, but it's the simplicity that actually goes well with the music, and it picks up just as you're about to visit the actual land that they're heading towards. Now look at this animation. Look at the amount of details on the trees with the vines and the leaves and such. And it draws you in a little bit more with a much more peaceful vibe than what came before. And then of course, we end on the sky, going from this muted blue to this bright white to eventually this gorgeous golden red sun. And it just ties everything in together. One of the best art pieces I have ever seen as a whole. Alright guys, that was Night on Bald Mountain as well as Ave Maria from the 1940s film Disney's Fantasia. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like down there below. Comment down below what you would like me to review. And hey, if you like the music, if you like the animation, if you like what I talk about here, if we vibe, please consider subscribing here on YouTube. Don't have the time for that? That's okay. Feel free to follow me on TikTok at JadaFox. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.